Welcome to a Sunday night edition of Taking It to the Nub. I'm your host, Boston Jimmie, and tonight we're going to have a great show. But first, I would like to give a quick shout out to our newest sponsor, starting the show off today. So our newest sponsor of Take It to the Nub is All Saints Cigars. All Saints Cigars was founded in 2019 by industry veteran Mickey Pegg and two friends of his, Martin Coroboy, a successful restaurateur, and Frank Leo, an Air Force Academy graduate and military veteran. And as Mickey explains it, they were sitting down, talking and smoking cigars one day, and they finally decided that they would do this together. It was time, and he decided if he was going to work hard at it, it should be something that he loved. And he says, besides, a tough day with a cigar is better than a great day doing anything else. Soon after, they began the process of launching All Saints Cigars, jokingly referring to themselves as the Holy Trinity, St. Michael, St. Martin, and St. Francis. They chose for their logo the cross of St. James, the patron saint of Nicaragua, the country where their cigars would be produced. So if you want to check out some really fine cigars, go to www.allsaintscigars.com. Let me now introduce our guests, Chris Monaco and Jeffrey Amendola from Amendola Family Cigars. This is going to be a fun show. It's been a little over a year since we've had them on before, back in late 2021. So it was great then. It's going to be even better tonight. Gentlemen, how are you tonight?
Jimmie.
Doing good.
Man, what do you guys? You guys must be smoking some fine Amendola. That's all I know.
That's what we do.
As
are you, I see.
You smoking a Speciale? Jeffy's smoking a Speciale.
This is the one you gave me last night.
Yep.
So I'm all dressed up still, wearing all the bling from yesterday, from the Great Smoke. What an amazing event. I know you guys weren't there, but I do believe you're going to be there next year, I heard.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're getting ready for it. Got to work out a few kinks, but, that's the plan.
So that would be awesome because this is the best consumer event ever. And every year, Abe seems to make it better. I don't know how he does it, but every single year it is better than the year before. More people.
He's a genius.
Because Abe's a beast and he's a marketing genius.
He's a beast. Exactly. We had a lot of fun. We had a good time at Boynton yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I had a great time.
How long did you guys stay?
How long did you?
Oh, you shut it down?
Yeah, we were there till close pretty much.
Shut it down. Yeah, it's about 1:32.
Wow. And then I'm
wearing my sunglasses today, Jimmie.
That's how we roll.
A little rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you something.
I got water.
We haven't been together on the show since I think August of 21. I looked it up. And I'm just going to show you what about a year and a few months makes. So you want to get a good laugh? Yeah.
No. I don't.
Yeah, look at this. Here you go. Come on, Jeffrey.
I know.
Wait. There we go.
You're fat.
There we are. Are you kidding me? Look at us.
Look at those three good-looking guys right there.
This guy over on the right, this guy, he I don't know, he doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, who is that guy?
I don't know who that guy is anymore. That shirt I'm wearing, it would fall off of me. It's so big. It's crazy.
You'd blow away.
Oh yeah, forget about it. I know Chris is wearing the same hat because he doesn't wash it, so that's cool.
Yeah, he does.
No, never was.
Actually smell it from here.
And you weren't showing off your
sauce.
And you weren't showing off your cool hair. Oh no! Show off your hair, bro.
Oh yeah,
hair.
this majestic head of hair.
Look at that hair.
Look at that hair.
You know what the secret is?
What's the secret? Olive oil. Olive oil. They say that the old Italians was olive oil. Some people used to bathe in olive oil.
Yeah, my mother. Not bathe, but
Yeah. I mean, I was over.
Keeps the skin nice. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it must do something for youth because olive trees lasts forever. I mean, when I was in Majorca, I actually saw a 1,000-year-old olive tree in the center of Palm.
I heard
And
that.
they say is not even the oldest. I mean, Israel's got them like 3,000 years old. Like, I mean, is that amazing? How I mean, they don't.
It's funny you talk about.
Well, how do you get virgin olive oil?
It's funny you talk about that because I don't know. It wasn't with olives, but grapes are very similar. Grape leaves, right? So my backyard in my old house in New York, my nonna and my nonno, they used to do tomatoes every year, zucchinis, all that shit, right? Basil. But he had this one. He brought a fucking vine, a grapevine from Italy, 60 fucking years ago, bro, and he planted it in my backyard.
I had that in my
still
backyard.
there, bro. From his town in Italy, a fucking olive.
You just bring a little.
Yeah,
piece
he brought a stout. Yeah, and he put it in the ground. It fucking grew, bro. It was like this thick. The branch when we left. Get this shit. So we ended up selling the house. You know, my family died off. Things changed now. But I remember when we sold out the house, I went back like a year later. The people in the back, you know, the people that took the house, they didn't know any better. They fucking ripped it all out, man. I'm like,
did you at least take a piece of it before you left?
No.
What?
I should have.
They brought it from Italy.
Yeah.
And you didn't take a piece of the vine
you basically
to
let
plant
it die.
somewhere else?
They took it out, bro. They fucking went back there last year.
They had no idea what they had.
They had no idea what they had, bro. There was a fucking grapevine from 60 years old.
Oh, they weren't Italians that bought the house?
No, they weren't Italians.
I'm just assuming they weren't.
No. But I wish I would have told them what it was, because actually the woman was Spanish, and she would plant stuff back there, but she gutted it all. I should have told her, bro, you should leave the grapes. The grapes have been there. It's literally been there 60 years old. The vine is 60 years old.
Well, the vine that you currently have is 60, but it goes back to a lineage of probably hundreds of years.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know.
Way
back
from
my town,
right?
Yeah,
wow.
My town, my nonna's town. But they're both.
So did Nonna make wine?
Yeah, no. Yeah, made wine.
I did too.
Yep. He had a wine cellar in the basement that he made.
Yeah, we did too. We had the same thing.
Yeah,
did you have to step on the grapes when you were kids?
No, he ended up getting a press.
Nah.
And it's crazy because when he died, I wanted to take all that shit, man. And I ended up letting it go because I'm like, man, what am I gonna do with all this shit? No's not here. I don't know how to do this without him. You know, and I let it go. He had all the things. He had the press. He had everything.
Apparently, my dad has a They were. This was like during the 30s. The basement was like a wine cellar, but also like a little speakeasy type too. Like people come over, fill up their wine. They would fill up their wine jugs at my grandfather's house, but hang out. And I think it was my dad said he had a spittoon. Like they had this old. Some of the equipment they just had in there for people to sit on or whatever, ashtrays and stuff from back there. I got to get those actually. I got to find that.
Yeah, I mean,
old bar wine stuff.
Don't let this stuff go away, man. I mean, I know now.
I regret it, man. I wish I would have got my grandfather's stuff, man. I really do. But at the end of the day, it's like, where was I going to put all this stuff? Where, you know, if I'm not making, and it's different. I mean, you know our culture. You're Italian. Like when I was 10, I'm not bullshitting you, probably 10, 12. You know, we used to get a glass of wine for dinner. You know, I mean, our parents would give it to us when we were 10, 12.
Glass of wine, a glass of beer.
Or a Sunday dinner, either Sunday dinner or a holiday.
Cigar?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't do that now, but, you know, back then, I mean, we were drinking it at 12 years old. Grappa, my grandfather used to make homemade grappa. He would make it in a fucking bathtub. I'm not shitting you. Grappa.
It was very clean.
Did he ever make any limoncello?
I make limoncello.
He makes limoncello.
You make a limoncello? Yeah.
Do you like it?
My brother, my older brother who passed away, he loved limoncello, man.
Do you like it?
I've drank it.
I'll give you a bottle.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but
I get him the moonshine. I get the moonshine. I get it to him, and then he makes the limoncello. So that's how
I'll send you a mason jar.
It's an Amendola limoncello.
Yeah, just leave it in the counter. You know, you never know. We have guests.
My mother loves
it. Up.
My mother loves it.
Do you put it?
Making it for holidays.
Do you put it in your coffee, in your espresso?
Not limoncello.
No.
I do Sambuca.
You
do Sambuca with the little lemon rind and stuff. Yeah.
I do that. I don't put the limoncello in there.
Limoncello I like straight and cold.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, in the freezer. You put it in the freezer sometimes.
Yeah, Jeff Walsh says limoncello is good for you.
It is. It's like a good aperitif for the stomach.
Yep.
After a heavy meal.
And Kamish says,
yeah.
The Kamish just said, hey, Boston, stand up. We'll let these New York guys get a pass in the cannoli. Smoke a Padrino. Call me in the morning.
That's right, Padrino.
There you go. Yeah. So you guys now, like,
best rivalry in baseball, man. Best rivalry in sports. Not even baseball.
It is the best rivalry in sports.
Ain't
Boston
better,
and
bro.
New York doesn't get better than that. I mean, there are other ones that come close, but
Bulls and Knicks and certain, but nothing better than New York Yankees and the Red Sox. I don't give a fuck what anybody says in any sport. There is.
Well, I'm looking for, we're always looking for a good season. I enjoyed watching some preseason games on the tube. There was a good game last week between the Yankees and the Red Sox. We did the split games, but the one that was like the 3-3 tie.
I know you didn't hold any punches. That was like the first thing he said to me the other night. By the way, the Red Sox won tonight. They beat the Yankees. Just letting you know. The first thing Jimmie said to me. He didn't say hi, Chris. He was like, "Yeah, the Red Sox beat."
Well, I mean,
I know.
I can claim a win whenever I get a win. I don't know how many I'm going to win. I don't know how long Sale's going to last again. He's on the lineup. We'll see what happens with him. I know you guys, we were just talking earlier, the Yankees have, they got to figure out their shortstop because you got that kid Volpe now who's like on fire.
Yeah,
and you got to figure out to put him on the roster, right? I mean, do you want to not have him on the roster?
He's not even signed. Sign
him, man. I need not sign that guy. I mean, she's showing great potential.
Judge is staying, right?
Judge is the captain. Re-upped him on a 10-year contract.
I missed that.
10-year contract.
Good.
Now, like the second,
what do you
he's
got?
the second highest.
Million?
He's the second highest paid athlete behind the soccer player.
What was it? 450, right, Jimmie? 10 years.
Yeah, some ridiculous money.
450,000 million, bro.
Million for like 10 years.
450 fucking $1 million, bro.
No, and he's young enough to get. I mean, how old is he right now?
Judge is like 29.
Late 20s.
Yeah, 28.
Late 20s. So he can go to, he can get up to 30. Yeah, he could probably go 10 years with the Yankees.
Well, he says he wanted his lineage to be in pinstripes. He don't want to go to any other team. He's the next Jeter. He's the next Jeter, man.
Yeah, so long as he doesn't get injured. That's where everything starts falling apart, in baseball.
Yeah, you're right.
Takes a simple injury. So you guys, last time we spoke, right? You were like, we talked a lot, but we want to get into all the history because everybody can go watch those shows. But you're over 10 years. But yesterday we were talking about some things that you're looking to do as this year rolls out. You've come out now most recently with the New York City series with the West Side Story. Decent cigars. Martinez, excellent factory to work with. Okay, I love the work that Martinez does all the time. Is there going to be other New York series?
Yeah, we were talking about that all the time. It kind of developed into a thing now where we're probably going to do at least a yearly release. Like this one was what, Series 2? Series 1, sorry. West Side Story. So Series 2 we plan on releasing next year.
Are you gonna still use Martinez for
anything?
all?
Yeah, always.
Listen,
for the New York stuff. Yeah,
the whole thing about that cigar is it was kind of not a fuck you to the industry. I don't want to say that, but it was kind of a like we could do that. We wanted to showcase that you can make a cigar in America, 100% American age, package, rolled in New York City.
It's all American. It's made in the USA.
It's all made in the USA.
Right.
And we wanted to just showcase that.
We didn't have to run to Nicaragua. I mean, we do, obviously.
We have other factories,
but we also want to go back home. Like we were both from New York.
And if we're going to represent something from our home, that's why we did that. There's a reason why we chose Martinez. It wasn't by random. It's because, we obviously have a good relationship with them. But we were like, you know what? If we're going to do something different and we're going to make this New York, it's really got to be New York. No bullshit. Not like, got the New York. Like, this is me.
in Manhattan.
package on 29th Street, Manhattan, off the
That's
West
right.
Side Highway.
Great
That's why
place.
it's called the West Side
Oh
Story.
yeah, if
That's why it's called the
anyone
West Side Story.
watching hasn't been to Martinez, go to New York and go to Martinez Cigar Factory.
Gotta
They
go.
treat you
there.
like family. It's an experience. Tell them you know Amendolas. Tell them you know Jimmie.
I mean, they've been there
They'll
50
take care
years.
of you.
So what? New York,
Like 1973 or something like that.
or New York, two guys from getting a cigar made in New York on 29th Street, one of the oldest factories left in New York. 50 years they've been there. With Jesus' father. I mean, there ain't nothing more authentic New York than that.
And then let me tell you about these guys too, because Jesus is an awesome guy.
I've had them on my show.
Yeah,
They're fantastic
he's so
people.
genuine and giving. Like when I was learning how to roll cigars,
He's a
he
kind,
gave
hearted
me,
person. He's kind.
he gifted me things like tools and or helped. He got me a roller to work me and blend with me and learn all that. Like he was monumental in like my coming up of learning. You know, I mean, I can never forget that. So the fact that we are able to make a cigar with them now is like it's very personal. You know, it's obviously our hometown. And yeah, I just loved it. It's family, you know. So we're gonna do more.
Yeah, I think you should. I think the next one. How about this? Come out with the baseball one and call it Pinstripes and Metropolitans. Right? You can get by. You can get by with that. Pinstripes and Metropolitans.
Can we though?
What about the forget about it and the how you doing?
You could do forget about it. How you doing? You could do that too,
Well,
right?
put it this way.
You could do Sicilian and Napolitan.
Yeah, it's just
Hey.
Sicilian.
The possibilities are. That's why we're like, we can't just make one.
We're gonna keep it going.
Right.
You know, but we want everybody to know anything that has an NYC series.
That's Martin. That's coming from
New York. Manufactured in New York. We're not just putting a band on it and saying, "Oh, New York series." It is made in New York. So if it's coming in an NYC series band and it comes from NYC series box, it is made in New York. So
now
not a lot of brands are doing that. So
are you going to look to do elsewhere, like another made in USA, like Florida?
That's going to be the only one. That's going to for right now. I mean, we're open to it.
Always open.
I mean, yeah, it's a conversation.
But it's just it right now. It's not on our radar. It doesn't make sense yet because this makes more sense for us to keep this going instead of doing too much. Okay. I mean, I will say our vision too, though, Jimmie. And this is just us planning our future. We would love to eventually, have our own factory in Florida. You know, where we sit down and roll cigars there, almost like our office lounge tasting room.
It would almost be like a Kallenberger setup, or like where we have
like a Seraphin. You ever been to Seraphin de Cuba yet? Up in Tarpon Springs?
No.
Go to Tarpon Springs on the West Coast sometime. All right, it's just north of Tampa. It's the sponge capital of the state. It's famous for sponges.
Oh,
and
I love sponges.
It's got a big Greek town area. It's a whole Greek. They got nice restaurant, fantastic Greek restaurants there.
Yeah.
But there's a little shop there called Seraphin de Cuba. Guy that owns the place.
They do that?
He has 2 rollers in there. He makes all his own cigars right there and sells them.
That's what I used to do in Durham. And we had to step away from that to, grow this brand. But eventually I want to get back to that, where that's our office, like
our
what they're
goal,
doing. We're rolling cigars in there.
Is to manage and control our business in full, like from everything from rolling the cigars to distributing the cigars to shipping, blending. Now, listen, that's going to take time, and obviously, and we're slowly building up to that. But the end goal is, I want us to have our own shop. Like, all right, the El Titan de Bronze in Miami. We want to be El Titan. We want to be the El Titan de Bronze of West Palm Beach. Okay, Miami's flooded. We're up in West Palm Beach. We want our own, eventually, spot that's going to be our home base, which will be where we roll our house cigars and we sell our house cigars. You can only get them there. We're not selling them to retail. You can only almost like a Casa de Fuente.
Yeah, of course.
You can only get those cigars there. We're rolling there. We have a little bar there. We have our office there. We have our distribution warehouse there. All one-stop shop. one fucking building,
and
powerhouse.
maybe a pizzeria.
And maybe a pizzeria connected to it.
Why
Oh
not?
no! Now you're going to take Paulie DeSilvio's concept.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
start doing that.
you saw what he did. I mean, now he's got the pizzeria.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got the pastry shop, and
I didn't
he's
know
got
that.
a
I didn't know he
one-stop
did that.
place there.
Yeah, we won't
Fantastic.
do all that. We'll probably do a pizzeria connected to the building, so you can walk out one door and go get yourself a slice and walk back into the lounge and have a cigar.
Maybe a liquor store. Maybe we'll sell bourbon. I don't know.
So, but we're definitely looking to expand. It's just taking Jimmy. You know this game, man.
Don't open a liquor store. Wait,
I'll
don't
limoncello.
open a liquor store, man. You'll be drinking all the shit. You'll
Oh,
blow
that's
up
gonna
on me,
happen.
man.
That's
You're
gonna
gonna blow up.
up. No, I'll make limoncello and sell limoncello.
Hey, you can sell
Good for the
limoncello.
stomach. Yeah.
There you go. That's it. You drink a little limoncello, smoke a cigar, eat a cannoli, have a slice
is
of
good.
pizza.
Smoke
get
an
much better.
Amendola.
Smoke an Amendola, sit under a palm tree.
Yeah.
One-stop
Yeah.
shop, pal. That's it.
Yeah.
One-stop shop. You don't gotta leave for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you're set, which means you're gonna have to move down to Florida, Jeffrey.
I'm moving in.
That's the goal. I've
End of
been
June.
busting his balls. For
You're moving
months. Every
down?
day I'm on his ass.
Yeah, end of June. Waiting for my stepdaughter to graduate high school.
Yeah, you better go to your liquor store and get some more booze.
Saying. I'm gonna need it.
What is that? What,
No.
you got a little bottle? You got a little
No,
sample?
so look.
Or is that
this
perfume?
This is my.
It's
no,
perfume. He
it's
likes perfume. It's
you know?
weird.
No, this is my new favorite
love 'em
tequila,
anyway.
man.
We don't
put you
judge.
guys on. So this is actually the top for it. See? And it actually is a little decanter. A little
Oh, look at
flask
that.
you can
Okay.
take.
Yeah.
See?
All
So
right.
that's the top for it. It's called Mi Familia Tequila, and it's awesome.
So you're a big
Smell.
tequila guy?
No, I just started drinking it down here, Jimmy, because I'm a big bourbon whiskey guy. But I was sitting out here near my pool one day, and it was like 95 degrees, and I was sweating my balls off, and I'm like, drinking neat bourbon is a little rough right now, 95 degree weather. So I said, do something a little lighter than this for 95. And
Well,
so,
the tequila, the difference, the strange thing between tequila and
started
all the
drinking
other
tequila.
stuff is tequila's kind of gives you a little uppity feel, as opposed to a depressing feel.
fucks him up. You can't
Like
walk on
just
it.
smelling
You
that,
can't walk.
my pores like.
Really?
Come on, Jeffrey. A little
I don't
tequila.
like it.
Extra
The
in-
smell alone makes me like.
Extra in
I
there.
don't
Right.
want it.
Well,
Nah, why? I don't like it. Why
Yeah,
would
it's a
why would I
very
take a sip if I don't
acquired-
like it?
It's very acquired taste. It's something that
I wanna like
especially straight, like you're drinking it. A lot of people can't drink it straight unless they're just doing a quick shot. But
Well,
I like all
good
liquor.
sipping
man.
tequila.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the extra añejo is a little. I mean, this is $100 bottle, so that's what I'm saying. You don't mix this. You don't mix $100 tequila with a fucking mixer. Same thing with bourbon. You're not drinking
Right.
high-end bourbon. You're drinking that neat Scotch. You
Right.
don't fuck it up
Sure.
with a mixer. So me personally, I've always been that where I drink liquor straight, whatever it is, gin, tequila, whiskey, Scotch. Me personally, I'm better with that because I don't get a hangover the next day. When I start mixing it with all these sugars and drinks, and
yeah, that's
sodas,
where you get.
that's where I get fucked up, man. And that's so I could drink.
Well, the
straight
sugar,
liquor all
the
night long.
sugar is what
Sugar,
does it to
yeah.
you. Yeah.
But you know what though? I think I got alcohol poisoning from tequila when I was like 21.
And you're scared of it now.
No, I'm not. It's the
Not
smell.
scared of it. Yeah,
It's the
yeah. You
smell.
can't take it.
Like when I
That-
smell it, I go right
I
back.
know a lot of people like that.
That
And
happened to
my
me.
pores open up, and I'm like,
I
ah.
puked off of Jose Cuervo 20 years ago, and nobody wanted that after.
I smell it. I smell anything tequila related. I'm like,
this isn't
nah,
Jose Cuervo, bro. This is
don't
good
matter. It's the
tequila.
smell. It's the smell.
That happened to me with Frangelica when I was like 21 years old.
Oh.
We drank too much
That's
Frangelica one day, man, and I was
Oh.
bad. That was a bad moment, man. I got
that's
so
rough,
sick
man.
on it, and for years, decades, if I just smell Frangelica, I
It's
was like,
something
You
up
can't-
here.
I try to give it to him, and I'm
I
like,
don't want
Jeffy, this is a high-end bottle. It's good. It's sipping.
Don't matter.
It's not mixer like shit.
So-
just taste
so
it.
I'm actually.
He won't
I'm
do it.
actually drinking. So my wife was made a dish the other night for me, and she needed to get some Chambord. All right.
Oh, yeah.
To whatever the ingredients call for Chambord. So we have a bottle of Chambord. She only needed
It's
like
like a
shot.
liqueur. It's a
Yeah,
liqueur.
So,
after dinner drink.
I discovered if you take Chambord and pour it in Coca-Cola, like
Yeah.
Diet Coke, it's actually
awesome.
pretty tasty, man.
I gotta try that, Jimmy. Chambord. That's in the. It comes in that.
The
Yeah, it's a
round
raspberry.
circle
Yeah,
bottle,
it's
right?
that raspberry. It's like a
Yeah.
raspberry liqueur, and it goes really well.
That's
Because
interesting.
it sweetens up the Diet Coke, right? And it gives you a little bit of that raspberry flavor. So I just kind of created this concoction. I was like, I kind of like that, you know.
I've tried
I
that.
used to
out.
be a bartender years ago, so I always played.
Hey,
Right. It was always the guy that, at the end of the night, if there was some patrons hanging around late, we closed the door and I'd sit back and say, okay, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to mix
Yeah.
crap. Right. And I would mix
Yeah.
some stuff and it'd be like nasty, like, yo, no. And then every now and then you'd hit on something. You're like, okay,
yeah.
See, that's
and it works.
yeah. See, that's what gets you twisted is when you start mixing shit.
You
You
don't
stay
realize
on the
it.
same shit
You
all
don't
night.
realize
You're good. Once you start going,
I don't
up-
usually mix.
well, you see, what happens at the Great Smoke, all right? They have these tables, all the samples, right? So they have gin, they got vodka, they got tequila, they got bourbon, they got scotch, right down the line. And you do like little half shots of it to taste, and
Yeah.
people just do a little tasting. And if you start running down the line, you're mixing
Wow.
the dark and the white, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
and
bro.
You're gonna
by the
start going,
time you're
"Oh."
done, you're lit.
That's what I'm saying.
I do like gin. I like gin.
Shout out to
Yeah.
actually Matt Booth last night. He gave us his gin.
Yeah, that was
Matt
good.
Booth's gin
He
was
has
fucking.
good gin,
His gin
actually.
was really good.
Yes,
Thank you, man.
yes,
I'm
it
like, God,
is.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
It was really good gin.
I was
I gotta
impressed
say,
by
it
that.
was.
I
I'm not
do-
just
I
saying
do
that because it's
enjoy-
Matt Booth. His gin was good. It was good.
I do enjoy
So-
gin, but I haven't gone down a deep gin path. I'm kind of like a Bombay Sapphire guy. I used to be
That's
Tanqueray.
what we had
but now
today.
I like
That's
that.
what we were
Yeah,
drinking
I
today.
do Bombay Sapphire.
Yeah, me
I
too.
love
We're on
that.
the rocks with a
On
little
the rocks
lime.
or make a good,
I like a tonic, gin and tonic.
Gin and
I'm
tonics.
simple.
But my son, he got into gins and he turned me on to some while he would come visit. He brings all these different gins with him. And they're just like, just straight. They just got these nice florals in it.
Yeah.
Different, and everyone tastes a little different. It's still got the gin
Yeah.
taste, but it's floral, right? It's all
Yeah,
Well,
made.
it's
Maddie's
different.
had like a little sweetness to it.
Yeah, it was sweet.
It was a little sweetness.
Like I could sip on that.
Yeah, it
With
was
some ice,
great.
bro.
It wasn't like how most gin is very dry.
Yeah.
His wasn't that dry. It was like it had a little floral and sweetness.
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
It was very good. It was
What's it
very
called?
good.
What's it
It was
called?
almost like a rum. It almost rhymed. It
Remember,
wasn't.
remember what it's called?
Room 101.
Is it?
Room
Yeah,
101
Room 101
gin.
gin. Yeah.
Goes with his jewelry and his cigars.
Yeah.
You
Makes
know?
sense.
We're gonna make a pinky ring one day, and only our supporters are gonna get them. You're getting one, Jimmie. Don't worry. We're gonna get you a.
No, we
fucking
got to
pinky
figure
ring.
out what you got to do to earn one.
We gotta
Okay,
earn one.
okay. Hold on a
Only,
second.
we're gonna make like 50 of them. They're gonna be real diamonds. It's gonna be
So
a real,
let's-
So like a real situation.
So let's blow
But only
everybody's
the-
mind. Let's blow everybody's mind now. Okay, are you ready? You got to show what you showed me before.
Oh, we got some gold today.
So
Oh,
yeah, so
gold,
these
silver, gold.
guys are hanging out at the polo grounds and
Cigars.
rolling cigars. And this
he ended up
woman
meeting awesome
woman-
Martha.
who works at Mar-a-Lago comes by
Mhm.
and presents them and gives to them these two. Put them up. Show those coins.
20,
Mine's upstairs, but there it is.
24 carat,
24 karat.
$2,000 Donald Trump coin.
Can you
Solid
believe?
24 karat gold. This woman pulls it out of her purse.
Yo,
She does
shit.
like 2-3 events. So I'm trying to get in.
Yeah,
with
we're
her.
trying to
So-
get in. You know,
so-
we want to
so
be the
could do
preferred
events
cigar
for
vendor.
Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
right? So her name's Martha. And I'm like, Martha, we love to do it. We love. She goes, listen. She goes into her purse. She goes, I want to give you guys these things. It's only for special for
Special
people
people.
of Mar-a-Lago, right? So she gives us this fucking thing. She pulls this out of her $10,000 Louis V purse, and she's got these coins sitting around there like they're Tic Tacs. The $2,000 24 karat gold Donald Trump coins, and she gave us each one. So we thought it was pretty
Good day.
fucking cool.
That's insane. I mean, just
I was blown away. I looked it
we
up
were
right
blown
away.
away.
and I'm
We're
like,
like, really? You're gonna give? She's like, yeah, just take them.
she
She
was
had like
I
a
love-
bunch of them.
No, remember she was like, I love Italians. I love you guys, man. Oh my god.
So we're like, all right, Martha, we'll take it.
damn.
So we're trying to roll it Mar-a-Lago.
Goes with my 24 karat bling I got at the Great Smoke last night.
So, Nah, it was cool, man. I mean, for us, it was definitely.
So you can melt
We
those
weren't
down, make pinky rings out of them.
There you go.
Boom.
The
Great story. Great story.
pinky rings are made out of Trump
we're gonna do
coins.
pinky rings and tracksuits.
Yeah. So, and the pinky rings are only going to those who earn them, or
I mean,
people
we're,
who really
we're only
support
gonna
them.
make like
And we're
what?
gonna, and they're like
20?
gonna be like $5,000 rings. They're not gonna be some bullshit. Like it's gonna be diamonds, like nice, probably all fucking.
It's gonna be
We're gonna have the
badass.
bull. The 3 stars will be the diamonds.
But we got to figure out what people got to do to earn that, or if they've earned it already. You know what I mean?
Wow. You guys.
I love you, Brian Matola, but we do the fucking rings over here around. We got the Italian,
Yeah.
right? I love you, Brian Matola. You know I'm not throwing shade. I love you, Cavalier. But leave the rings to the Italians.
Shit.
I love
All right,
Brian.
let me.
He's gonna call me and yell at me. I love him. He knows I love him.
All right, guys, I got to take a quick break here because I do have to shout out the rest of the sponsors of the show tonight. And then we'll come right back.
Do what you got to do.
You know how it goes. And today's show is brought to you by Casa Cuevas Cigars. In the 19th century, Juan Cuevas, Spanish immigrant from Santander, began what was to be a family business which now spans 4 generations. Like others fortunate enough to live and work in
A lot of money.
Rio province of Cuba, Juan commenced cultivating tobacco, turning it into successful. Following
I'm afraid or something.
son Juan Jr.
I'll just get
family business successfully
bread
until events which took place
steel. Welded. You know, I know.
was a dramatic change. Years later, in the Ciabo Valley of the Dominican Republic, Luis Cuevas Sr., Juan Jr.'s son, carried on the family tradition of handcrafting fine cigars in the family's cigar factory, Tabacalera Las Lavas. Today, Luis Sr. is joined by his son Luis Jr. in the manufacturing and sale of premium long filler cigars at their factory, Tabacalera Las Lavas in Santiago, Dominican Republic. So check out Casa Cuevas Cigars at www.casacuevascigars.com and on their Instagram and Facebook channels.
Introducing Blackened Cigars, M81 by Drew Estate. A dark, bold, and unapologetic cigar collaboration.
My job is all about taste. So when James mentioned he wanted to create an exclusive cigar, I was stoked.
Like Metallica, Drew Estate has some of the most hardcore fans out there. I've known Rob Dietrich for years, and when he approached me to collaborate on this, we couldn't be more excited. I mean, Metallica, Black and Whiskey, and Drew Estate, what could be a better passion project? Needed to craft a cigar unlike anything in our portfolio.
One that would take cigar fans on the deepest, darkest, heaviest journey into the mystical world of Maduro.
Full-bodied with notes of espresso, leather, and dark chocolate. Blackened Cigars, M81 by Drew Estate.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
And today's show is brought to you by Bocock Brothers Cigars, a new and active brand founded by 2 Honduran brothers, Bryant and Douglas Bocock. The brand zeroes in on those folks that are looking for easy-to-smoke cigars inspired by unusual circumstances. Very importantly named after their very interesting and imitable last name, Bocock. Right now, Bocock Brothers is featuring their signature edition, made at the A.J. Fernandez factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. It features an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, a Nicaraguan Habano binder, and a Nicaraguan filler, available in 3 popular formats of Robusto, a Toro, and a Gordo. You can check out Bocock Brothers Cigars at www.bocockbrothers.com. And today's show is brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova is a family-owned and operated premium cigar company. Only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship go into the making of each Platinum Nova cigar. This results in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather to always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for that exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You could check them out at Platinum Nova Cigars, www.novacigar.com, and on their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter channels. All right. I'd like to thank my sponsors. Without them, this show's always a little harder to do. And this would not be a taking it to the nub show between now and July if I didn't put out one last thing, a little public service announcement. So for those that haven't seen it and those that have, please get out there. Go to this link. We are doing a climb for autism. You can click this link. You can scan this QR code now. If you do that, you'll be taken right to Autism Speaks. And Autism Speaks, you can drop a donation on here. We currently raised $1,800. We want much more than that. Please get out there and help us do this. We are 1 degree separated from somebody on the autism spectrum. We all know somebody. This is near and dear to all of us. So pass the word. You're out there at a shop. You're out there in doing an event. Just let people know. Show it to them. Say, hey, go there and do this. Whoever raises the most money, whether it's a group, whether it's a brand owner, whether it's a individual, you will get the photo op at the top of Mount Fuji in July with my son and I when we take that picture with all your branded stuff on us. So go out there and try to raise some money. Let's go make it happen. All right. I'm back to Chris and Jeffrey.
Here we are.
Yeah. So when you do an event, pass the word, man. Say, hey, check this thing out. $10. Just drop in a small amount. If every consumer,
No, it's $50. That's it. That's what they're gonna pay.
Throw a C note in there. What 50? You can just
You
go
said
for
10. I said 50.
Let's do a C
if
note.
every consumer put $10 in, we could raise in this industry 100,000 plus between now and July, and that would go so far for public service outreach for the PCA and others to say, this is what we do. We love Cigars for Warriors. We love the Fuente Foundations. We do these other things. But when it gets down to it, this is near and dear to everybody. You just don't think about it. And I'm trying to build this awareness to say, get out there and just one time, make it happen. Let's go see what we can do as an industry. So pass the word. That's my public service announcement. Let's come back, talk about. So how's the weather down there? Is it as cold as it is here?
It's a little chilly.
It's starting to get, but it's not that.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. But
Come on.
for me, it's a little chilly. I'm used to hot Florida. I haven't been here a lot in this time of year, but it's nice though.
Yeah, we get
I like it
It's
personally.
pleasant.
I like
It's
it.
pleasant.
The humidity's down. You know, you're not sweating your ass off.
Got a nice
I
little
like
breeze.
It's got a good breeze, you know. So I
Got
don't
palm
mind it.
trees.
I don't mind actually those cloudy days. Usually, just I mean, you obviously don't like the rain, but I don't mind the overcast.
I don't even mind.
Because,
I like the rain.
yeah,
You like that? We need rain. The
Need
state
rain.
of Florida
it's been
needs
dry.
rain.
Yeah, it's been dry, man.
Really dry.
I got my lake over here. The shit is all the way almost receded, man. It's like it's we need some rain, man.
It's not a lake.
Oh,
It's a retention
favorite-
pond.
my new
Yeah.
favorite cutter right here.
Oh, absolutely. The
Shout out
baller.
Cigar
Shit, bro.
Medic. Shout out Cigar
Shout out to
Luigi,
Cigar
Tommy.
Medic.
Tommy,
All my
Luigi,
guys.
the boss,
Paisan.
Johnny. They're fucking awesome. Go check
Chicago
out Cigar
connection.
Medics, man.
Gotta
Yo, this-
get that
I
cut.
love this thing, bro.
the only
I love
cutter
it.
I use.
We just said that.
We were just talking. I was like, yo, that's
I
my
leave it
favorite
at
color.
home. I don't take it out. It's
The
the only one
baller
I
is
use at
the
home.
shit,
How do you
bro.
like it?
Shit.
I love the way it
love
cuts a torpedo. You do 2 snips on a torpedo.
Me too. I do.
And
I'm gonna
it's
do it on the Padrino.
Perfect. It's a
I'm gonna do that on
perfect
this
cut.
one next.
Yeah.
On a Padrino, bro, it's
I love it.
so.
I can't. I'm like addicted to it.
No,
And it's
I
got
am.
a little. You know, a
It's got a cigar rest on top of it too.
Yep.
I mean,
And he also
shout
has
out
he
all
also
them
has
guys,
a
man.
stone. So what he does now when he starts to go
I
work
saw
with,
that.
yeah, when he's working with the retailers, he's going to start working with them. And if you bring it in, it's guaranteed for like 2 years. And what happens is you can bring it back to a shop and they have a sharpening stone that goes
sharpening.
right in there and you just push it down a few times and it re-hones the blade for you. But I've
Yep.
used mine now for over a year, I think, and I still been
No
sharp.
problem.
No, I have no problems with it at all. No,
I love it.
and I
man.
cut three. I
love
cut
it.
3 cigars a day with it easily.
Yeah, it's great.
So what's your shop count now, guys? You know, you've been doing this long enough. You
That's a great question.
getting out there?
Yeah, we're getting out there. I don't have an exact number. We will probably when we finished up last year, everything and the TPE. But I put it this way: we're selling in New York, Jersey, PA, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Carolinas, Florida, Texas, Colorado, Minnesota, in between, and California. So it's small markets, but the shop it's growing. You know,
Yeah.
there's more. And because of our distribution and fulfillment right now, I don't have an exact. I wish I did. I wish we had an exact count of the shop.
We're starting
We
to
will
grow
in about a
faster
month or
than
two.
honestly we could even. I mean,
Because the brokers go out,
they're getting more shops.
they're
too,
getting
so
accounts, and then every quarter, you know, we'll go through it. And
I hate to admit this, but we keep it real. Don't fraud or bullshit. But there's times where there's shops that we don't even know that they had our product because our broker got it or somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, we got it." And we're like,
okay.
"Oh my god!"
or they go to
sorry.
another distributor that has our stuff.
Or go to another distributor that has our
And
stuff.
someone will say, "Oh, my home shop." I'm like, "Where?" I'm like, "I don't remember, selling there."
Because we don't sell direct, so sometimes a lot of these other customers, if they get something in them where they're like, man, I want to try out Amendola. If they're in the portfolio, if they're already dealing with Illusione, first of all, they know that we're Illusione.
And also,
and they'll just call them up and order, and we won't even know.
Also, we sent 2 shipments already to England,
and South Africa.
Really? So you're going international. Now you're not in Italy yet.
No, Italy's hard. Italy's hard because it's all government run. You gotta know a guy. You
don't know a
We're
guy?
working on that.
Bring the limoncello over. You'll know a guy.
There you go. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure that out because we should be selling it in the motherland.
Lou Liga just chimed in and said, "Yo,
Lou Liga, man, I saw you. Man, where do we see him? We saw him at TPE, and I want to walk up and introduce myself. I'm sorry I didn't, but I didn't want to bother you with other people. Lou, we got to connect, man.
that was a good that was a good fix that he was busy. You didn't want to bother him. That's
I didn't. No, he was sitting with people. I don't want to walk up to him and be like, hey,
Nah, he's a good guy, man.
He seems like a cool dude.
The shop looks great. I see it on
Pravada,
social media.
We love Brian and all that too. So
shop looks good.
Shop was awesome.
Should take a visit there, and
we
get
will.
him to bring the line.
Well,
in.
it's funny. We were talking about. So I got something in the works right now. I'm trying to get
big Yankee fan. He's a big Yankee fan.
There you go, Louis. He
Oh.
knows, right? See, he's
No
right.
problem.
It's okay. So we're actually in the process right now. I'm talking to Atlantic Cigar because I have a very, that was our first online retailer. I have a close personal relationship with the Skippy because they're friends of my family. But we've been looking to do events up there probably in August. So I would love usually when we do events, like we're going to New York next month.
Yeah.
And when we do events, we try to get the biggest bang for a buck. Obviously, try to get as much done as we can while in the area. So like in New York, we're doing 4 events in three days.
Yeah.
So we're looking to do the same thing in PA. We're looking, hopefully in August to start doing some stuff with Atlantic and their new shop that they got going on. But we would love to connect Lou Liga's shop onto that and hit every shop that we possibly could, do a rolling event. So Lou, if you're listening, which you obviously are, reach out to me, man. I would love to come up there and if you'll have us, showcase.
So what's your best selling cigar right now?
The Padrino Special.
Padrino
and the cannoli.
Special.
And the cannoli.
And the cannoli. We just sold
the
out
original
of the
cannoli or the
red, yeah, and the white, yeah, the white's now starting to beat almost the red.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
people
the
like
white
that
fruit.
Yeah, they like that morning cigar.
They do. It's light, but it's got good
We
flavor.
got a decent review off this fucking guy on the internet. We got a decent rating.
What was
that guy's fucking name?
What was his name?
Boston
That was
fucking Jimmie.
That was an awesome Connecticut, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
What can I
thank
say?
you. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
People are starting to like pick up on that because a lot of times, people say Connecticut. Yeah. A lot of people smoke Connecticut.
Yeah, but also our Cremoso. We're selling the shit out of our
I know.
Cremoso lately too, which is our Toro Connecticut coming out of Aganorsa. And it's a little bit. Listen, the cannoli Connecticut is great, and so is, but they're different. Tobacco's different.
It's a different blend.
Blends. They're
Size
from
is different.
sizes. They come to different factories. But I have to say the Aganorsa Connecticut, for me, I love it more because it's got some pep to it, man.
Yeah, well, they've done well for you.
Ligeros in there.
Yeah, we love them.
And we're getting our core line back in stock hopefully within the next 2 months. So we'll have all our.
Well, lately, what's been happening with the Padrino has caught fire. It's been like a unicorn. I'm getting texts and emails every day like, "Who has your Padrino? The purple band? I can't find it." I'm like, "Oh, we sell it out." Everyone goes, "It's done," but it's back now. So everyone's hunting it down, trying to find the retailers who have it, which is awesome. I mean, that's great. It's a great cigar. I'm about to be smoking that now.
I'm smoking that now. That's my favorite cigar.
I'm a Connecticut production, man. Up production.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing this year. We're actually going to be at the factories a lot more this year. 3-4 times, blending, checking production, beefing things up.
We're focusing. So I'm going to tell you right now. We'll disclose right here on Jimmie's show. We ain't coming to PCA this year. And people can yell at us and be like, "Oh, you're fucking, whatever." Listen, PCA is still going to be there. We're in this for the long run. We're spending the rest of this year going to DR and Nicaragua probably 2 to 3 times each, and we're honing our craft, and that's what we're focused on. We're not focused on all the fucking internet bullshit and all the hype. We're actually going to go down there, put our hands on the tobacco, be more engulfed in the process of it, and we're going to spend this year focusing on that because honestly, listen, all the bells and whistles are great, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, it comes down to tobacco and it comes down to the guys, the fingers on the pulse, man. And, we want to tell people and show people our finger is on the pulse and we're there. We might not be a PCA, but we're in the fucking factory. So
yeah, and that's I give you admiration for that because more brand owners need to do that and focus on it.
Yeah. Especially younger brands, because look, Jimmie, if we're
still learning. We need to learn.
If we don't have product, and we go, or if we're in like one of those phases where we're in between product, or we sell out of one, and then we go to the PCA and do like 20,000, 50,000 in sales, but our storage unit is empty. That's not good business, right?
No,
we'd rather we'll sit this out. We'll go down there. We'll figure it out. We'll beef up production, fine tune some things, and make it better. That way, when we hit back to trade shows next year, we come strong. We're heavy. We're like, "What do you want? We got it. Oh, no problem."
And you get to and you're spending your money smartly because you're going
that's
down.
the other thing.
You're
we
going
put
to
our
hit
money into our tobacco.
Put it in the tobacco and put it into your sales, going around, hitting the shops,
exactly.
Doing
travel,
your thing. That's all. You got to factor that all in. Marketing is important. Everybody, every business needs to have marketing.
We have a marketing campaign.
Right.
What we do, we do a lot with Creativas and Gabriel. Shout out to Gabriel. He gets us a lot, into some of the.
Oh yeah, Gabriel's a great guy, man.
Gabriel's great.
Love
man.
Gabriel.
He's like a brother, man. He's family to us. He's awesome. I think he thinks I'm a little fucking nuts. I wonder why.
What do you mean he thinks? What's the thinking part here? There's no thinking, Chris.
Shout out to Gabriel, man. I fucking love you, dude. I got you forever. I'll break legs for you. I love Gabriel.
Have another shot of tequila.
We'll kill for you.
I'll have a couple.
I gotta say what's up to Kerry. He just commented on Facebook.
Shout out to
Thanks,
Kerry.
Kerry. Love you, bro. Thank you.
Kerry, I was talking about you yesterday with Jessica. I'm giving you a call this week. I know I was supposed to call you last week, and I shit in bed, so I stepped that up. Calling you this week, man.
You gotta make sure you return your phone calls. That's all I know. That's good business.
Listen, you got nothing but love for Kerry. Kerry's been supportive of us since day one, man. Since day one.
Kerry's a good guy, man.
Man, he's
Yeah.
he's a kind-hearted person, man. He's a good
Yes.
person. Straight up
Yes, he
dude.
is.
So,
So what have you been what have you been doing for fun lately, man? I mean, besides cigars.
I don't have fun. Working. Honestly, I love fun. Cigars are fun to me. But for fun, honestly, you know what I've been doing and I've been enjoying. I mean, you can relate. Is working out, going to the gym, losing weight.
How
I
much
enjoy
have
that.
you lost now?
I lost 60 pounds. I probably gained another 5, but
Oh yeah, that's
initially I lost 60 pounds in a year.
congratulations, man. Join the club.
Yeah, I feel healthy. I feel good. I was telling you last night, doing great, bro. Like, you just feel good, right?
Yep.
And so that's been good because when you feel good, other things are
well,
good.
it's not, and that's the thing. Like at this age, it's not all about looks, man. We were
Just
there,
wanna be healthy,
when we
you
were in
know?
our 20s and trying to look jacked and be on the Jersey
No, but it's
Shore
good to look in the mirror and
you know.
feel. It's
Yeah,
good to
but
look
it's
in
not
the
Put on
mirror.
that shirt or you put on that jacket, and
It's
you're like, you
now
know
it's
what?
about you want to feel healthy.
I feel good
good
right now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
It's not about looks
I'm
anymore.
happy.
It's more about like, oh yeah, it helps.
Well, it's
Obviously
confidence.
aesthetically,
You have
but
confidence.
Yeah.
it's
That's
more
the thing.
about like you just feel like I wake up in the morning more energetic. I feel like I'm back in my, late 20s, early 30s again. Cause I was in decent shape till about 32. Once I had my kid and I moved away and I started, the Southern food and all this fucking drinking sweet tea and all this shit. I put like 30 fucking pounds on, man.
Well,
it was
you
never
do
like
that
that in my
anyway
life.
when you get into your 30s, you
So,
put the
slow
obligatory
down.
10, 20. You can eat. I told somebody the other day that's like they're like 38 years old and they're talking about how they put on a couple of pounds. I said, be ready for that because you can not change one thing in your diet, your whatever it is you're doing, change nothing. And between 38 and the early 40s, you could put on 10 to 15 pounds
100%.
like that because your metabolism is going to slow down.
Jimmy, I used to eat. I'm not sure. I had a 6-pack my whole life. I was always in good shape, right? So, once I said I had my kid 32 to 34, that's when I started gaining weight. But my whole life, I was in good shape. I used to eat at night. I'd be ripped, jacked up, and I would eat a family pack of fucking Oreos, bro. I'd eat the whole shit with a big ass glass of whole milk before I went to bed. Still have a 6-pack.
So
Never
how
had a
hard?
fucking problem.
So how hard was
now
it
I can't do that.
So how hard was it pushing a baby out?
Yeah.
It's rough.
It's still hurting.
Yeah.
But I mean, we used to be able to eat like that. You can't eat like that no more. It's just,
No.
metabolism slows down.
No. And it does it in stages. And the older you get, the more, because if remember what happens is, this is built into our DNA, right? When you were younger, you were a hunter, a gatherer, you went out, they did all of that work. But as you got older, the younger ones did it, and you just kind of, you were the guy that sat there and ate the food when it came in. You were the first one.
We fed off the hunt.
You're fed off the hunt, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's that's inside of us as animals. That's how we are, right? So we got to control that.
But also, I got married last year.
That's why he's gonna get fat again. Watch. She's
No, I
Dominican,
told her.
and she likes. She makes some hoyos pollos every fucking night.
Oh Lord,
I gotta stop eating the rice.
too much
And the
mofongo,
rice.
man. Too much
Yeah.
mofongo.
I love it, but and then we're family guys. We spend a lot of time with our kids, and my son just got done playing basketball. I'm actually taking him to a Charlotte Hornets game, and he's going to be able to meet all the players at the end of the month. So that's fun. That's fun.
Okay.
That's
There you go.
We're gonna make a weekend trip out of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So now, do you want to talk a little bit about what you talked to me last night about the
Not
Dominican?
really.
Okay. No, I just
No.
You told him.
I told him, but
we don't have to
I'll tell
talk
you
about it.
generally. I'll tell you
No, we
generally.
can. It's all
I'll tell
good.
you
We're not
generally
scared.
what we want to do. Without, because we don't like saying names until they're comfortable or until we made 100% decision.
Mhm.
But we're always looking for new opportunities. We're always looking for factory homes. We're always looking for people that have our vision and are hungry like we are.
Same mentality.
And give us, that give us precedent. That that actually want our business, you know,
Value our business.
Value our business. So we've had a couple opportunities. We put them on hold, but now we're going down there for a couple of reasons. I mean, the main reason is to meet some people, visit factories, see tobacco, build some relationships. We think this could be a good start for something new that Amendola is doing. You know what I mean? Without going any like in depth with who or what, why, but I'm excited about that.
Very excited.
We have all of our production now is in Nicaragua, New York City with the West Side Story, but we want a home in DR too, you know, and I think it's going to be really good. I also have this aspiration of one day growing our own tobacco, you know, something I want to learn. You know, we talk about learning everything. Why not? Let's get there and start learning more about stuff that we're not so knowledgeable. We know some.
Yeah,
but we're not
masters.
farmers.
Listen, we know how to roll. I was rolling cigars today. Jeff was rolling cigars today. We know our tobacco. We could look at something and be, all right, that's a Seco, that's a Viso. Yeah, but we don't claim to be master rollers, master blenders. We're not.
We're not
We have a
farmers.
lot to learn. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to
Of
learn
course.
that. I want to learn that. I want to know.
But this is, Jimmy, and you'll get this because you're old school. It's like my uncles, man. You know what they always tell me, Uncle Paulie?
Yeah.
Always say to me, Chris, you got to know your fucking business from sweeping the floors to doing the books. You got to know how to do it all. You know, you should know how to do it. Be the janitor of your shop, be the bookkeeper, be the manager, be the boss, be the security. You should know how to do it all. And you should know how to do every fucking job if that's your business, you should know how to handle it all. So with us, like, yeah, maybe we don't focus as much on, and we've had people come up to, listen, we love your swag. Why don't you make more swag? Why don't you make this? Listen, we're going to do it. It's going to come. But our main focus is becoming the best cigar manufacturer in this business as far as knowledgeability, being able to roll, being able to really know tobacco, not just, you know, like a lot, and I'm not saying who or whatever, and brands that do this is fine. I'm not throwing shade at them. We just want to be better. We don't get a blend and put a number on it and pick the number and put our band on it.
Right.
That's not what we do. So if you want a brand that does that, there's a lot of them out there. Go ahead and have at it. And there's no disrespect to the brands that do that.
It's fine.
You know, but that's not what we want to do.
You're treating the leaf like it's a spice rack and a flavor rack,
Yes.
and you're tasting and thinking, and you're creating a recipe, okay, based on different leaves. I'm sure you smoke the fumers of each leaf.
Like this Padrino, right? This Padrino. Me and Jeff made this blend at a golf. I'll never forget it. At a golf course in North Carolina at an event that we did. And I asked Jeff, I said, Jeff, you know, I love broadleaf. Get some fucking broadleaf wrapper. He couldn't get wrapper that day.
I had binder.
He had binder. He's like, all right, I'll get I said, we got to do broadleaf and San Andreas. I want that. And we started fucking with it at this event. And we were like, bro, this is fucking awesome. And that's when we went to Eric Espinosa and Hector and said, this is what we want. So, yeah, they help us with our blends. Everything's different, you know, fermented differently. Tobaccos come from different. Yeah, we get that. But we go with a blueprint. We don't just go up to a factory. We're a cigar brand. We don't know shit about tobacco. Give us 4 cigars. Let us pick which one we like. We go to the manufacturer and we tell them, this is what we want.
Right.
And you make this.
And we'll send them what we make.
Yes.
Like, we made this. What can you do? Do you have this tobacco? Can you make it, fine tune it to the right size we want? Blah, blah, blah. We'll roll little Coronas or like little
Fumers or whatever.
you know, just a taste.
Well, that's what I did. That's what I did when I did my 60th birthday cigar. I was like, you know, I just said, I knew what I wanted, right? And I kind of knew what it would taste like. And I said, you know, I wanted San Andreas wrapper, I wanted a Sumatra binder, and I wanted Ometepe and Jalapa fillers in it. And I just handed it off to the small factory in Honduras that I was connected with. And I said, I ain't got time to go back and forth and taste it. So I trust you guys. But here's what I think the note should be.
You gave them a blueprint. You gave them a blueprint.
and they
let them
nailed
fill in the holes.
And they nailed it. And then when I got it, I was so impressed with it. And then other people started being like, can I buy these? And I said, no, I'm not in the cigar business to sell cigars, but I could certainly give you one if I have one. And you know, and then I did
Jimmie, the next time you do a one-off and you want something made for you, get it from your goombas, man. Get it from your fellow paisans. We'll make it.
Let me tell you,
I'll sprinkle a little limoncello in there.
There's a guy watching this show right now, Jeff Walsh. I don't know if you met him last night. He might have left after the time you got in, but he's one of probably my most loyal follower of the show and Stogie Press, right? Jeff wants to create his own cigar, but and again, he doesn't want to buy like 1,000 cigars. He needs a very short run, right? Kind of thing where he would give them to people, and he doesn't want to sell
just
them.
his friends and family.
Just friends and family
personal
kind of
friends.
thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Jeff,
So
hit us up.
Hit us up, man.
So
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
have
do it.
Jeff hit you up, and you guys can have a conversation. And I told him, I said,
I
reach
mean,
out
listen,
to
we
some
use
Yeah,
AJ, we use Eric, we use Aganorsa, we use Martinez, and now we're adding to that even more. So,
Right.
we have a lot of different options as far as factories. That's why we do that. We like to diversify our portfolio. It's not by mistake, it's on purpose. And that gives us the opportunity, and it gives us some more options. It's always good to have options, right? So we're all about that, man, especially for our big supporters, people who are really in the Amendola camp. We will make something for you. That's not our steez, that's not our mainline thing, but we will do it for the people that
I had
need
someone last
something
night
to us.
ask us to do it too.
So
I love doing that. It's fun.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
right.
If we can make it work, we make it work.
Yeah, that's the way you keep your name going, and get more followers. Because then somebody gives, even if it's a little run, and they give somebody a cigar and say, hey, this is a really nice cigar, man. And they're like, yeah, well, this company Amendola made it for me. You ever try
exactly.
Amendola? You ever try Amendola cigars? Yeah, I check these. Check
it out.
It just becomes free advertising.
We love what we do, and we love tobacco, and we want people who really love tobacco and really have a passion for what this is on the real, not the exposure, not the Instagram likes, it's not about that for us. I work a 9-to-5 job. I don't need this shit. I do it because I love it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I love tobacco. I love rolling cigars. I love being in the industry. I love this community. That's why we do it. And we want to, if we can, share that. We're not going to be like the rest of these other brands that are, we keep certain things close to the chest because we have to. We're running a fucking business here. We have to.
Of course.
But we want to be able to spread that wealth, man. With people that want to work with us, that people that are real, that want to deal with real people, and not going to bullshit you to fuck around. And
that's how we got in. So, we have relationship and network, and if it wasn't for certain people that helped us,
you gotta get you know what I'm saying, forward, man. You gotta
keep that going.
You gotta hands gotta touch, man. You gotta keep going. This is a business that is built on relationships.
100%
across the board. Everything from the farms to the box factory, it's all relationships and people helping people, right, through the process. Because in the end game, the number one thing is being able to sell more tobacco, right? So farmers, they just want to sell tobacco, right?
That's it.
And if they could sell more tobacco because there's more little brands out there that are willing to buy tobacco, they're gonna sell tobacco. Right. So it's keeping those farmers employed. The last thing we want to do is have those farmers not being able to produce.
Exactly.
Goes down. What is your view? What is your view now? When I look at the industry where things have gone over the last number of years, I had this discussion with somebody the other day, and the topic was, for many years, this was a luxury product, right? Especially in the old days, especially Davidoff came in, they created this luxury thing. It was a luxurious thing. And then, when like Drew Estate came in, Drew Estate kind of changed the playing field and got it to the everyday person, the blue collar workers. It was an affordable cigar. Do you think this is still a luxury game? And do you think that the prices of cigars where they're going is going to shift it back to luxury? Because I've seen now the pricing. We had the $10 price.
Pricing's going up. Well, pricing's going up.
So we had the $10 price. So hold on. We had the $10 price target back when the FDA said they were going to do the regulations, and they put the stupid thing in there where they said a premium cigar is $10 if you want an exemption, which we never got the exemption. But everybody then shifted. You started to see the prices immediately go from $8 to $10. Everybody's testing the $10 mark. So you hit that mark. And now we're looking at 12, 13, 14, 15.
Well, yeah, that's where we're going to be sitting at soon.
No.
We have no choice, man. I mean, production
So-
prices are going up, boxes are going up.
To answer your first question, I think right now, and what it has been, is an affordable luxury.
Mm,
It's an affordable luxury product, right?
right.
Where
Like having a glass of wine, a nice glass of wine.
or going out for a nice dinner. Instead of
Right.
doing that, maybe you go have a nice cigar or two, whatever. It's an affordable luxury item.
Yeah, but we also try to stay blue collar.
We
We
want
also-
you
this
want
is
to have
why-
something for everybody.
This is why we're starting to expand online, because we want to still play in that range for the blue collar guy. We were blue collar guys. I get it. You ain't spending $25 a day on a fucking cigar. I wouldn't. I get it. So we want to stay. That's why we make our core line. That's why we make our cannolis. You can get a 10,
Those are 10, 11 bucks.
11 bucks. Our core line is 11 or 12. In that range. And then when you start getting to our signature series, as far as our Padrino, our Special, those are going for 12, 13. Our New York series, because it's being produced in New York and in America,
Yeah.
obviously going to be a little bit more.
It
Those
is
are
what it is.
14, 15, and we're starting to, we want to be able to hit all markets. We even have a dessert cigar that's for the infused community. That's not our thing, but we want to capture some of that market, and we crush it with our dessert cigar. And we're slowly starting to develop into wanting to get into super premium, which we're talking $20,
Like
$25 high-end cigars, high-end packaging,
High-end
high-end
image,
everything,
look,
high-end
design.
image.
That's
and
that's going to be a tough space because
the
remember,
Ferriotagos and the Davidoffs and we
the
want to get
Davidoffs,
into that space.
somebody
However-
walks into
But we're
a
not going to
shop.
drop the other stuff. But we're not going to drop the other
But just
stuff.
remember, when somebody walks into a shop, somebody who's buying a Davidoff or a Padron on a regular basis is going to be smoking Davidoffs and Padrones.
Yeah.
They're probably not looking to shift over. It's hard to get them to try.
Yeah, but not them. There's another market
there's
out.
another
There's
market.
another market out there that sees a high price cigar. El Septimo is an example. So if we put in all the resources and invest money in the look, the design, the tobacco, the size, the this, however we did
It's all about exclusivity, man.
it's exclusivity. So if
What is El Septimo
if
sell?
you
They sell
put a
exclusivity.
price on that, there's going to be someone that walks in and says, I don't smoke Padron. I smoke Padron for the here and there. This cigar is $25. It looks sexy as fuck. Why? I want it. Because it's that much.
Because you're selling the exclusivity. That's what you are.
It's not for everybody.
Listen,
It's
El
not for
Septimo's been
everybody.
around.
But it's got to
3
be
years,
an
3
awesome
years,
cigar.
and they're selling
It has,
$30 cigar. Yeah,
it has-
will.
oh,
It
got to
has
be
to.
awesome.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Of
Come
course.
on. What do you think?
We're not gonna
We're
make
put
Got to
some
be
bullshit?
It's got to be flawless, practically.
It's got to be outstanding. It has to be something that you remember.
But with that, we're not going to stop making our cannolis and our core line. So if you're blue collar pockets and you want something from Amendola every day, we're offering something that you can have from Amendola every day. That's quality premium tobacco straight from Aganorsa.
That's
with our
awesome.
core line. That's awesome. It comes in one size. You don't have to guess. It's a Toro 6x52, all of them. And that's why we call that our core line, because you want a core great either. You want a great either Connecticut, Habano, or Maduro. You got it for $10 to $12, and it's a solid smoke. But if you want to up the game a little bit,
You're celebrating.
if you want to go into something higher end,
Anniversary.
we want to be able to offer that to that clientele too.
Somebody comes in ready to spend money. Let's get them. They want something exclusive. We'll make it for them. It's there. It's an option.
So
And then
But I
of course
do
that's
feel
working.
like-
That's working with your retailers that have to help push that on people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they got to introduce that, because you may not be there. Right. So now
No, it's gonna right.
they bring
However,
that line.
Jimmy,
in.
I'm going to tell you this, and this isn't out of being cocky or anything, because I try to be as humble as possible, man. I am blessed. We are blessed. We love where we're at, and we appreciate all. But at the same time, we will make it dope. I promise you. If we're selling it for $25, we ain't putting some bullshit out there, bro. We're
Right.
gonna put some hot shit out there. If Amendola is selling a $25 cigar, take it from the horse's mouth. Okay? It's gonna be fucking awesome. We're not gonna put some bullshit out there just to make $25 a stick. We're gonna put some awesome shit out there.
Yeah, because
That's gonna
it'll
be able to
taint.
compete.
It'll if you don't, it taints your brand
Yes.
Exactly.
very quickly.
Exactly.
It's not a rush. It's not a rush thing.
I do feel
We're
like
not rushing
things.
it.
I do
It's
feel
gotta
like
be
things are
the right
getting
time, the right
more
place.
expensive anyway in the cigar world, but so is everything else. I mean, grocery store, fucking gas,
Eggs and
eggs,
gas, and
fucking
milk.
steaks. Yeah. If our prices are going up on cost of tobacco and labor and
And
boxes,
shipping and boxes.
I mean, what are we gonna do? You gotta start. I think that'll level off, but I do feel like the affordable luxury item, there still will be some, but some are gonna take it a step further.
We
you
will
know,
always
but-
offer in our, and that's why we do, again, we have a diverse portfolio. We deal with different factories. We do that on purpose. You know, there's a lot of brands, especially smaller brands, that go all in with one factory. We purposely learned from mistakes that we've had in the past, and we purposely don't do that.
Right.
We purposely
For a
don't put
reason.
everything all in one house, because now you have, I hate to say it, you have us by the fucking balls. And I'm not going to let anybody have us by the fucking balls. So,
So what would you
Um,
say from a pure tobacco sourcing perspective? What would you say over the last year or so? What was the percentage increase per pound on average?
well, I'm looking at it more
we're looking for cost per stick.
per
That's
cigar.
how,
Well, you're looking at the
Kinda-
finished cigar. I'm looking at
Yeah,
Not the
you know,
finish. Well,
what
the
what is
finished
a
cigar.
what
I'm
what is
gonna
a
tell you
you
right
know
now,
from a
every stick
pound of
what's the
tobacco?
number?
Where has
Every
it
stick-
gone?
every stick went up at least $1 to $2.
I've noticed
Easily.
tobacco has
Easily.
gone up $4.
You're looking at your boxes. Your boxes went from $5.50 to $7. So you got to add another
You
fucking per
see-
stick, 50 to 60, 70 cents per stick. Then you look at the shipping went up. Okay.
And if
then
the
you look,
tobacco went
went
from
up.
like 50 to
So you're
52
looking
or
at
48 to
$2
54.
to $3
pounds,
per
or
cigar.
20
Okay.
to 22.
So it went up 10%, a good 10%.
Hey, I would say about 8, and this is just from what we experienced.
Yeah.
Probably 8.
8 to 10% on the tobacco, plus the manufacturing costs,
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
the
yeah.
box
Boxes.
costs. You know, everything just
Mhm.
got added on.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
So
we
now you're
are
like-
So
where
you're
we
looking
are.
at a cigar that used to be $10 and now it's $14 to $15.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Absolutely.
You know?
Like, well, that hopefully that levels off a little bit.
But we don't have a choice because
And I don't want to do that. I like staying in that 10,
we
12.
want to stay in this, but we don't have a choice, because if our price is going up, then we have to implement, unfortunately, onto the customer. That's just that's the way it rolls.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
But,
and then you're looking at, I look at the demographics changing, as it's shifting. Like I know, like I've had conversations now with numerous people where about 5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, it was like the new smokers were coming in, and it was like they wanted the big ring gauges and kick me in the head with the nicotine and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And they now have begun to learn that you can go and enjoy a really nice Toro or Torpedo that's not kicking you in the head, because now you're starting to taste the flavors. Their palates have
Flavor.
evolved.
well, just
And you
to
just
touch on that.
hit that what we've been talking about.
So we've been literally, I'm not lying.
And not
for
to
like the
reveal
last
all
2
our
days-
secrets.
Yeah, but for the last 2 days,
But-
we've been talking. But like, it's funny you actually brought that to light a little bit, because we've been talking about that over the last couple of days, and everybody else is going bigger, and that's cool.
They keep asking us for a 6x60, 6x60.
But we're not going bigger.
I'm
We're
like,
going
nah.
smaller.
We're going down.
We're going down.
Our highest is 52,
Lanceros,
54.
Yeah.
You know,
Give them the flavor,
Coronas,
man.
We're going down in the 40s.
Lonsdales, like, yeah, that's
Because when we roll cigars and we taste it, we know. When you smoke a Corona or a Lonsdale or a Lancero or a Petite
Flavor.
Corona,
flavor.
you are
Right.
getting, it's like maybe it won't kick you on your ass. We don't necessarily want that for everything.
More
I like to
flavor.
focus on the flavor.
Richness. It's
Yes.
got to be rich, and it's
Where
gotta
when
be
you light
upfront.
up, you take that first puff and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, you
tasted
start to get that- Starts
was
getting
like-
elegant.
Yeah, it was like, wow. I just had a flavor
So
bomb.
I mean,
go
the
off,
whole
you know?
industry is going this way with the big size ring gauge, and there's a market for it. I get it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but that's as Jimmy, we do things differently, man, and we're
Yeah.
gonna do things differently. We're against the herd, man. We don't follow the sheep. We do things a little differently, and it's worked out for us thus far. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start going down instead of up. So,
And
Fantastic.
I was thinking about the prices too, right?
and that will help out the prices too.
We
That
gotta
will-
have, and you gotta have something for everybody. You gotta have something 8 to 10,
Yes.
10 to 12, 15, 20. Some people want to walk into a cigar shop and spend money. like they made some big deal or they want to celebrate.
And they want
I do it with alcohol.
And they want a $50.
You want to spend it just because, for whatever reason,
Right.
it just makes you feel better that you want to reward yourself. I just spent $25. I spent $50. Is it worth that much? As far as tobacco, subjective.
Let me be
But
honest.
you're getting the whole package.
Let
You know,
us
you're
be
getting the
honest.
whole package.
Doing this, we know tobacco. No cigar is worth $50. Not one. Not the Fuente, and I love Fuente. Carlito, I love you. You know, not the, and I love Padron.
But you know what sells
I've
that.
spent $50, $100 on Padron.
But you know what sells that. You know what
but
sells that.
It's
Exclusivity
and
the experience.
That's what you're
And
selling.
the image and the story behind
Because
it's not
there's
the
no
tobacco.
that is worth $50. Not one. Not one. There isn't. Let me give you all you guys out there a little heads up real quick. All those cigars that you're spending $50, $100 on, I've done it myself. You're doing it for the exclusivity, not for the tobacco. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, tobacco, Carlito made that for $1, $2, maybe $3 at the very most. Okay, and he's selling it to you for $50. So it's the truth. And I know people don't want to say that, but I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. That's what we do.
No, those are facts. I mean, let's be real. We know how the costing goes in this industry, right? And so, let's be real. A $15.
And I love Carlito, and the fact that he could do that because he is a fucking legend in the game.
Yep.
God bless him.
But
But
it's all the
know as a
imaging, the
consumer,
design
there's
work, the
nothing worth that
boxes.
amount of money.
There's more that goes into that.
You know?
Take tobacco out of it. There's more.
Yeah, the packaging and stuff like that.
You could spend $10 on a box, $20 on a box alone. So
Yeah.
it's all that. But we're talking like as far as leaves on the ground.
Yeah, just the tobacco itself. Yes.
You know, unless you sit out, you age it. You know, maybe.
The marketing plan, the packaging, that all comes into effect as far as up the price. You know, but again, when you buy a fucking box of Fuente, and I bought them because I love them. The Fuente Open Six, like the Forbidden X, or
Great
and you're
cigar.
spending $700 on this fucking box of 20 cigars. You're not spending the $700 on the tobacco. It's because of the prestige and the exclusivity. And when you take it out and you unbox it, it's in a suede bag, and it's in a clear coated.
And it's a beautiful cedar. It's a beautiful cedar box that you could use to store cigars in later.
There's people that want that.
And is there value
there's
in
people
that?
that don't want
Yes,
that.
there's value in
They just want the cigar.
And if that's not for you, that's not for you. You go buy something else.
So
if that's what you want to spend your money on, do it.
And we're gonna give it to you.
And we're gonna do it.
And give you the opportunity to spend that
money. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're well beyond the hour.
We don't care about the time. We love you, Jimmie. We'll hang out with you all night.
I know. I need to.
He's like, I'm tired. I gotta eat.
I'm tired. I gotta go.
No, I ate. I ate my meal. I don't have to eat anymore. We can keep it rolling. I'm just bring up a topic now because my topics are done. I talk Yankees and Red Sox again. I mean, did you watch the World Baseball Classic stuff?
I didn't get a chance.
I did a little bit.
I didn't get a chance.
I watched some of the Italian.
Okay.
I didn't have the time. I wasn't able to
sit down and actually
get in it, but I was watching some of the highlights. Did you see that Italian player that had the horn on his shoe?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's
you see that, Jimmie?
He had a horn on his shoe?
Yeah. Yeah. The Italian horn. I thought it was, and Mike Piazza. What's Mike Piazza doing? Isn't he?
He's a coach of the Italians.
Yeah, he's coaching the Italians.
Yeah.
What's going on? Let's take a look at that. So we take a
Piazza.
look at the World Baseball Classic. What's going on? Oh man, it's not coming up the way I want it. Where is it? Where's the scores, man? It's not over yet. Oh, Japan's playing Mexico on Monday.
Yeah, who's all?
Yeah, let's see who's left in this.
Yeah, who's left in the? Who's left?
I don't remember.
Who's the? Well, that's a stupid. That's StubHub. I don't want StubHub. World Baseball Classic. Here we go. No, that's different. No. You would think this would just pop up and give me what I want, but it doesn't. World Baseball Classic. Here it is. All right. So right now, Cuba and U.S. are playing. U.S. is winning 4-1 at the bottom of the third. America, yeah. So they're still in it. Let's go. So right now, here's the standings. So the semifinals right now. Oh, so we're down to the semifinals. So this is it. This is the breakdown, the final. This is where we're at. So Cuba and the U.S. and Japan and Mexico. That's it.
Wow,
Okay.
those are the final four, huh? That's
Those are the final four. So
Okay.
if US wins,
I'm going US all the way, baby. Let's
you
go.
know,
Come on.
I'm gonna
Italy's out, so US all the way.
I'm gonna call it now that the championship is the United States and Japan. I love Japanese baseball. When I lived over
Well, they
there,
love baseball. They love baseball, man.
God, man,
They love baseball.
going
Japanese.
to a game there is weird because there's a couple of things about Japanese baseball. A lot of the fields, they're not like the infield is like all like dirt and just kind of like bases, and the whole field, they don't have the nooks and crannies and the wall differences. It's designed as a diamond, and the back just has the curve going around it, and the wall is exactly the same height. So they don't move. You don't have a short porch or a long porch. You don't have any of that. So they're not adjusting the wall. They keep it pure. So you have this absolute diamond shape to the field. And then what happens is, unlike America, they have win, losses, and ties, because when it gets to 9 o'clock, if they go into if it's a long game or they go into like extra innings, people have to get the train. So what happens is the train's shut down at a certain time. So what they do is they have to just end the game so people can go home.
Yeah, that's right.
And they end up with ties.
Well, let me ask you this. Now we're bringing up baseball. What do you think about the pitch clock? What do you think about the big bases? What do you think about? I don't like the big bases. I think it's bullshit.
I think the big bases are
I don't
stupid.
like
the game was designed with a base for 100-something years. So can you just leave the bases?
Yeah, alone. Yeah, that's what I agree with you, Jimmy. I feel the same way. I'm like, why the fuck are you fucking with the base? It's been like that for 100 fucking years. Now you're making it easier for them to steal. You're making it easier for the base runner. Why are you giving them the edge?
Because you get in, because they talk injuries, and I'm like, I can't figure the injuries out. Okay, it's bullshit.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like bigger
Don't worry
bases.
about me. I'll worry about
I don't
myself.
like bigger bases.
Yeah, it's the players you.
The pitch clock.
Worry about yourself.
The pitch clock, I'm like back and forth on. Sometimes I like it because I'm like, all right, it speeds up the game.
But let's be real.
You know?
Let's be real on that. So in this year, there's going to be 20 Red Sox Yankees games, and I'll say right here, there'll be a few of those games and to go close to 4 hours. They always do. Pitch clock and no pitch clock. It's gonna go. Okay. It's gonna be a long game. You're gonna get into one of these extra and I don't like this extra inning bullshit of putting the guy on second base.
On second base. I don't like that either.
Dumbest thing we ever did in baseball.
That you already start off with a fucking base runner on second. That's stupid. What the fuck is that?
It's stupid. Pop fly, the guy, makes.
I don't like any of the new rules. They should have kept the game the way it fucking is. It's been like that for 100 fucking years. Leave it the fuck
There's a rule
alone.
book, the rule book was written 100-something years ago, and it was even tested. What was it? Was that Yankee game, Red Sox game, whatever it was, where the outfielder went up and they said he tapped the ball, when it went over the wall. There was that weird play. I forget exactly.
When the kids took the ball in the series,
they went into the rule book.
Remember that?
And there was a rule on that. Somebody thought about that 100-something years ago, and they wrote a rule. Mm-hmm. And they had to call it per the book. And I'm like going, it's like the Constitution, right? You don't
with it.
Don't mess with it.
Baseball is like the Constitution. Baseball has been around forever, man. Like, leave it the fuck alone, man. Stop fucking with it, man. Just leave it at what it is. It's fine. It's been good for 100 years.
Exactly.
Fucking with something that
hired someone.
Now the shift.
The shift, they changed the shift rule. Now you can't have a shift. You can't do that. Now, which to be honest, I kind of like that rule.
I do too.
The shift. Yeah, when they.
Yeah, I don't think you should have two left. I don't think you should have two.
Right fielder and center field. The left.
I don't think you should have two right fielders. Right, you're a position player.
Yeah.
It's like
I like that rule.
Yeah.
That rule I do like. I don't think there should be a shift should be legal. They
did that because they were doing it.
Well, they were doing the extreme shift. They were doing.
Well, they abused.
You would look to the right side or the left side of the field on a righty, and everybody would be on in left field. You wouldn't even have anybody on first base.
Yeah, no, it's
how's that fair? You got 9 guys on one side of the fucking field. How's that fair?
right.
You know,
Right, because all the stats, because this is a statistics game now,
it's
right?
all about numbers. It's
So
all about
all the
numbers.
numbers, they say, well, this guy's going to pull it right 99% of the time. So you're going to put everybody over in right field. No, you can't. If you can't field that guy according to your position, then power to the guy that's hitting the ball. Sorry.
Yeah, and not for nothing, you know what? You know, they're giving all the what's the extensions to the defense. What about the guy that's got to get up there and hit the ball that's going 97 miles an hour, bro? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got to hit that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and he's dealing with sliders and sinkers and fastballs and all speeds. Like, bro, now you're gonna fucking throw 9 guys on one side of the fucking field, so even if he makes contact, he doesn't have a fucking shot. I don't think that's fair.
I also don't
know?
believe. I don't like the change that they did when you're going to do an intentional walk. They just put the guy on. No, you got to throw the ball 4 times.
Throw the ball, yeah.
Because you know why?
I agree.
You know
I
why?
agree with that.
You might. It's a rare case. It's a very rare case. But that ball might leave his hand in a weird way, and the catcher doesn't get it, and a play happens. A run around. You know what I mean?
Miss it.
He could miss it.
And now you're taking that.
Drop it.
And
you're
you're
taking
that aspect out. You're
exactly
that possibility out.
The ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can overthrow.
You know, so
Anything can happen.
I agree with you. I like the shift rule. Every other thing else, I don't like.
There you go. We're on the same page.
You know?
So how many games does the Yankees win this year?
Oh, I think they got 100.
He's smirking.
Oh, how much are they gonna win?
Yeah, how many are they going to win?
He's smirking right
I'm
now.
gonna say 103.
103? All right.
I think they're gonna do 103 wins this year.
I'm gonna pick the Red Sox at about 98.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll say it
I
here.
think Yankees will do 103.
When was the last time you went to Fenway?
Oh, it's been years, man. I do want to get
I've been to
up there
Fenway.
again.
I've been to one game
Fenway
at Fenway, man. Well, it's funny.
Because I lived up
Get
there.
this, Jimmy. So get this. I just bought tickets. The Yankees are coming to play Tampa Bay. I love that I get to see Yankee baseball down here at least because they're in the same. They're in the same division.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, they play Tampa a lot. So I'm going to the Tampa Bay game on May 6th up in Tampa, and then I already bought tickets to when they play Miami in interleague play on August 12th.
Yeah,
so I'll be at both the Yankee games.
And you get going to watch them in Tampa it's a fun ballpark in Tampa.
I want to do that too.
You should come. I keep telling you, buy tickets. Come with us. You know,
and you get the
trying to get
tickets,
in.
and the tickets are much cheaper at Tampa. You know,
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
people.
Listen,
I know there
ended
are
up-
Red Sox fans that literally fly down.
No, they're cheaper seats. Now listen, I went a little nuts because I got the ones in Tampa. My daughter's birthday is on April 4th, so I couldn't get anything because they were playing away. Yankees weren't there yet, so I was able to get the first series that they have this year in Tampa is in May 6th. So that's why. So I splurged a little bit. I got like right behind the dugout, man. Field level, right behind the dugout. You know, it was my daughter's birthday. I wanted her to be able to go up, talk to the players, try to get a ball signed. You know,
That's
stuff
a great.
like that.
Those are good seats. I mean, I remember a game I went to Fenway once. Had a friend of mine was a VP at Bank Boston, and I was on a business trip up there, and she says, "You want to go to a Red Sox game?" I said, "Well, that's a dumb question, right? Let's go." So she's got the corporate tickets, right? So we go in,
like season
and
tickets.
we're walking in, and we're walking down, and we're walking over and down. And next thing I know, I'm sitting literally in the first row, right behind the visitors' dugout. And that just so happened it was the year they were playing the Orioles, and it was the last year that Cal Ripken was playing. So I'm literally sitting there watching Cal Ripken do warm-up swings in front of me.
You know what's crazy, Jimmy? Because I'm like an idiot. Like I'm a collector, kind of. I still have it. I got to get around to it when I build my man cave. I'm gonna put up some of these things, but I actually still have the New York, the Daily News or whatever from New York. Cal Ripken broke the record. I still have that paper from that day.
Yeah.
and him right on the front of the paper, and like, you know. So I'm big. I'm big on that. I collect newspapers like from big events.
All right.
For like New York Daily News or New York Times. Like I'll collect that. So like I have when Gotti died.
That was a really interesting.
I
You
still
had the
have
one
that
from the Daily
newspaper.
News. From the Daily
I
News.
have it on the Daily News, the whole paper, bro. Gotti
Yeah.
died, the Teflon Don. Like,
I
have all
remember
of
that
I have
picture.
all those newspapers, man. I still have it. I keep the newspapers.
I actually
those-
have. A friend of mine years ago gave me an LP, right, record, and it's the it's the play-by-play. It talks through the 1975 Red Sox in the series, right? And it's a record, man. And you put the record on and you just listen
You
to
gotta
all
hear the whole game.
it was it's a game. It's a multiple game. It just kind of goes through, clips of it all and stuff. They didn't
I got an autograph
that.
from Jeter. Jeter's on my ball.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I actually have a pennant signed by Tim Wakefield.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little. Yeah, I remember too. I'm a little bit of the same way, man. I collect all that
I
shit.
used to collect baseball cards.
I got a Sandy Koufax. I got a Sandy Koufax, original 1952 Sandy Koufax card.
Get
I got
out
that.
of here.
I swear to God, I'll show it to you. I got it in my office.
You got that. Now you got a Trump coin. You put the two together, and you could probably buy.
I got a ball signed by Yogi Berra.
Oh,
I got a Yogi Berra ball. I got a Derek Jeter bat signed. I got an Aaron Judge bat
He came to
signed.
my birthday one time. Played for the Mets, actually. Tim Tuffle. Remember him?
Tuffle.
Shortstop?
Yeah.
Played on the Mets in 80. He was in the 86 World Series.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the '86 World Series. I don't want to talk about '86, man. My dad was a diehard. My dad and mom were diehard Mets fans,
I forgot.
and I didn't know how to talk to my father when they won that World Series because I kept telling him his Mets sucked for years, and then they beat my Red Sox. I was like, oh
well. The shortstop, he came to my birthday. He was friends with my dad. Came to
okay.
my birthday party. Yeah, showed up at the house. Everyone was blown away. Like, oh yeah, I could come.
Man, I love sport. Like baseball is my sport, man. I love football too. I love basketball, but ain't nothing to me. Got nothing on baseball, man. Baseball, there's nothing like Game 7, World Series, playoff baseball, World Series. There's nothing like it.
Nope, not at all.
There's nothing like it, man. There's nothing even close to me.
Oh, Luigi Lucente just chimed in.
I love Luigi, bro. That is one of the most stand-up dudes. Him, Tommy, the whole Cigar Medics crew, man. Shout out to them, bro. If you ain't following Cigar Medics, if you ain't going after their tools, then you're fucking missing out.
Get the baller.
Because they make it.
Baller.
The baller is the shit.
Felix Mace is watching too. Felix.
Yeah, I don't feel it.
So shout out to Luigi. Luigi, we love you, man. You're watching. Tommy, give everybody our love, man. We you guys are awesome. Got nothing but love for you guys.
I got a question. Going back to tobacco, how do you feel about? Do you feel like there's a lot more small brands popping up?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody's trying to make a buck.
Yeah. Do you think that's gonna last, or do you think it's gonna die down?
Oh no, I think it keeps going.
You think it's gonna be more?
I think it's funny you bring that up because last month I was kind of going through my site and I like to go look at some of the old shit that I wrote because I laugh at myself. But I started looking at my list of brands and I started realizing I should do an article on the number of small brands that are no longer with us. Right. Kind of like the rest in peace article. Right.
Like the Cornelius and Anthony.
The Cornelius and Anthony. Great. Right there. There he is. They just went by. I mean, you think about some of these brands, and I should open up something here.
Yeah,
we're not going to be one of those brands, FYI. So.
You don't want to be, that's for shit show. And if I go to where is it?
I was thinking about this too. I mean, a lot of the older brands or established brands, the 20-year, 30-year, 50-year, a lot of them are getting bought out.
Oh yeah, well they're getting bought out
by bigger conglomerates.
Yep.
So there's got to be room for existing brands to either grow or I guess.
Yeah.
Or
So
fade
I'll drop some brands on you that you might remember that are no longer with us. Arendoza.
I heard of them.
Yeah, Arendoza. They were around, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Look at this other. Let's see. Our friend Barakoa. I don't know if he's back in the game. He was and he wasn't.
I don't know.
But
I don't
left
know
us, right? There was a company called Bill Bromley. All right.
Never heard of them either.
He's based out of California. Small company, right?
Luigi's smoking a cannoli, FYI.
There you
Thank
go.
There you go.
But here's one I haven't heard anything from lately. I haven't seen him at shows. Is Bombay.
Yeah.
M.
You're
Bombay.
Right. You know what?
I don't know
haven't
where.
heard
I
of
don't
it.
know if they've
Right.
left.
And
I have to
like
reach out.
they have a Havana Corona that I
Yep.
love.
They were amazing.
Gave me
That's
one.
right. I haven't
I
even
was like,
thought
you know what?
about them. That's
That's
right.
a
Until I just heard
cigar.
that name. That's
Yep.
right.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
you're
them
right.
around lately.
Yeah, good cigar. I loved it.
There is I'm just looking through the list here. Cornelius and Anthony.
Yeah, that was a big one, man. That was
They
a
were
big
big,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. They were blowing it up. They were in every freaking brick and mortar shop I could find.
I haven't seen Cubanicon around anymore.
Who?
All right, Cubanicon.
No doubt.
Let's see who else is on this list here. Let's see. Go down through here.
Speaking of the cannoli, I'm about to
Oh,
go
there
get
was one called Dram. There was one called Dram Cigars, right? That,
I've heard of Dram. I know Dram. Yeah.
but I don't see them around, right? These small companies, right? My friends from El Yabo, right? I mean, I know they're still doing stuff down in Miami, but they always had an issue with their marketing. They just didn't have sales presence here, unfortunately. Great cigars, but just didn't have sales presence.
Luigi, by the way, if you're listening, I'm using your baller as we speak. Best
Felix
fucking cigar.
Aceline cigars. Right? Not there no more. Let's see who else is on this list here. I'm only on the beginning of the list. I got a shitload of stuff. Hammer and Sickle has gone by. They disappeared.
I've heard of them. I've heard of
Right?
Hammer and
But
Sickle.
they went on the wayside. So the list, I could go through this list and there's like there are a number of them that have left, but then where they leave, others come in. So there's always somebody that's going to want to get into the business and they're going to give it a shot, right? It all boils down to, like you said, what are you doing? Do you really know the tobacco, or are you just doing this because you like cigars? Are you learning about it?
And that's why we do what we do, because listen to me. Listen,
It's not what everyone thinks it is.
listen, there's a lot of brands like us, okay? That we're a boutique, we're small. I get it. We don't like to clearly claim that, but it is what it is, whatever. I guess we're part of that. We're Amendola, we're different. That's what we describe ourselves. But with that being said, you can make a great cigar for a month. We're not looking to be the hottest thing on the shelf for that month, okay?
Right.
We're looking to be the hottest thing on the shelf for the next 20 years, okay? And you can make a great cigar and it could sell out in 1 month. Can you do that every month for fucking 20 years consistently?
That's you gotta sustain.
Then I'm impressed.
What they did,
Right.
Yeah, you can make a hot cigar for that month and it could sell out. But can you do that for 20 years? Can you do it for 30 years? Can you do it consistently? Have the blend be consistent, have the tobacco be consistent, have all those intricacies. Can you be relevant? That's, to me, that's impressive.
However, if you notice, the brand,
and that's what we want to do. We're not looking I want to know his thoughts on LCA.
Well, hold on.
Stuff.
Before we get to that,
Stuff like that.
Well, hold on.
And we love Brian.
What I've noticed are the brands that last the longest.
You guys talk for a second. I got to go hit the little boys' room here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna say my thought.
Say your thoughts. Say your thoughts, Jeffy.
I'll say
Say your thoughts.
and I'll tell you. What we talk about brands. If you look at the brands that have lasted for generations, what do? They're linear. They grow tobacco. They have their own factory. They run their own distribution.
And that's why we
they
want to
have their
do
own
it.
sales force. That's
That's
why
why
we're
we're
talking
doing it.
about growing our own tobacco. We're in factories we don't own, but eventually we're talking about that. You know, fulfillment, distribution.
We're going to do
That'd
that
be great. We want to do that.
eventually on our own.
Our own
Yep.
sales force. That'll come with growth. But the brands that have lasted that long do it that way.
Yeah.
The other ones either get bought out by like General Alpha this, and that's fine because they're gonna be okay because they're a conglomerate. The smaller ones, there's few and far between. I don't know if I can.
Well, there's not a lot of smaller ones.
Name
There's not a lot of smaller ones
that are
that
also
deal with,
like linear like that.
yeah, and that also deal with multiple factories. I mean, you got to
Right,
think
right.
about it. We're
That's
one of
true,
the
too.
we're one of the small brands that deal with multiple factories.
Right.
Most of the smaller brands, if you look at them, they deal with one factory. All their eggs are in one basket. They deal with one guy, and that's
And the only time I think
where it
that
goes,
honestly
so.
works is if you own it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's why we diversify our portfolio. We deal with other factories. We tell the factories we love what you have, but we're talking to other factories too. You know, and we're transparent about it.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to offer that diversity in our portfolio. You know, listen, you don't like, the stuff coming out of our cannolis, then maybe you'll like the stuff that we got coming out of AJ's factory. You don't like stuff coming out of AJ's factory, maybe you'll like the stuff coming out of our Agnorsa factory. You don't like stuff out of Agnorsa factory, maybe you'll like the stuff from Jesus and our Martinez factory. You know, if you don't like any of those, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, man, because, but we try we purposely have done that. It's not by mistake. So, it's not by mistake.
So I'm putting in right now to everybody, anybody that's still watching. I just put the Zoom link in the chat.
Yep.
Okay, on Facebook. I'm
Yep.
going to actually stop the recording here.